Spoiler warning. The contents of this podcast may ruin your television show, movie, comic, cartoon, book, or life. It is your decision to continue to watch or listen to this episode. Here are your hosts, AJ Coppola and Susie Cromwell James.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
The name's Nukem, Duke Nukem, and you're watching the Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast. I don't know why, but you are.
What's going on, nerds, and welcome to this week's episode of the Spoiler Warning Podcast. It is episode 5, Feel Her Love, and they felt it today. Well, at least that one guy did. Joining me on this episode of The Last of Us Season 2 review are the ones, the onlys. It's the wrestling guru, Ryan Fry. And the hostess with the mostest, it's Miss Susie. Happy Mother's Day, Susie.
Oh, thank you.
Happy Mother's Day.
And happy Mother's Day to all the moms, or the
All the
very,
moms.
very single fathers like my dad who took the role up for both. I got him a card. He cried.
Aww.
Yeah, it was kind of pretty, not gonna lie. My grandmother cried because I got her a card. And I also signed Paxton's name on it, which was kind of weird because it's like forging somebody's signature.
You will be forging your child's signature for the next...
18 years.
I'm 34. My mother's still forging my signature.
It's because it's the same name.
No, on all of our cards, because we do joint gifts, my mom puts my name on it. So she's been doing it for 34 years.
I haven't signed my name to a birthday card or anniversary card in close to 15 years. The wife takes care of all that.
I signed my husband's name to everything.
Is it once you get married, you could delegate? Delegate, and delegate.
Yeah.
It usually turns into Christmas time. It's like, oh, thanks, Uncle Ryan, for what I got. And I'm like, okay.
Sure.
I don't even know what
Awesome.
you got. Sure. Yeah, you're welcome, bub.
That's
And then you look at the wife and say,
yeah.
All right. So this beautiful episode was episode number 5, Feel Her Love.
How many episodes do we have left?
2.
No.
They said 7.
I don't believe you. Like, I believe that there's 7 left.
are they splitting part 2 into 2 seasons? Is that what
Yes.
they're doing? I can tell now. Now I know there's not going to be a rush.
Yeah, they are. I'm guessing Ellie is going to be season 1, and then Abby's point of view is going to be season 1. Season 2 and Abby's point of view will be season 3. Hopefully by the end of season 3, we have that reoccurrence, reculminating into both stories once again. But yeah, tonight's episode, without the previews or the recaps or the post stuff, it's a quick 45-minute episode with a good chunk of learning going on for us, the viewers, and the characters. Mind you, everybody, this is a spoiler warning show. Hopefully Joe's intro that he made with JVM Graphics gave it kind of away that we're going to spoil the episode, because I got a little conversation on the side of how dare I spoil episodes that people haven't had a time to watch. But yet in the name, it's called spoiler warning.
It's in the name. Like,
It's in the open.
but it's in the name.
let's jump right into it. Oh boy, we have spores. It took a season and a half, but we have spores now. Um, did you guys, either one of you two, know about spores being in the game? Do you know what they are?
You told us last episode.
I did. Okay.
Mhm.
Yes.
Well, it's airborne now, and now the characters know there's airborne um fungi, fungus, infection.
Fungi.
And it kind of leads into the hospital has an issue with spores. So they sealed it off. Hey, we're good, we're fine. And then it cuts to Ellie and Dina in the theater again, and they're gonna plan their attack and get going. Let's jump right to the big factory involved. Holy crap! Did any of you guys think they were gonna make it out? Like, no problem? Because I wasn't expecting that much of an issue. I was expecting, a couple clickers or whatever. I wasn't expecting an absolute horde of stalkers.
Oh, reasons to not watch shows based on video games that AJ has played. AJ comes on while we're watching and goes, guys, I'm not okay. Guys, there's something coming.
Well, yeah, but they don't have this moment in the game. They don't.
To which I asked AJ if he needed a hug.
Maybe. But did you guys get that feeling? Because I got that feeling. Like, they're walking into something that they shouldn't be into.
Oh yeah.
I feel like they're developing it slower than the game, which is great. So they're AJ can correct me if I'm wrong because I didn't play the game. I don't want to play the game. It feels like they're adding elements to it to expand on like the spores and the clickers and the
I mean, they delayed the spores until now.
yeah.
Very much delayed. And I think they had to bring it into which something we'll talk about a little later in the show. But I love Dina looks over. Oh, there's just one. It'll Ellie'll gave us the rundown of how we're gonna do it, and it's gonna try to try to get around us, and can't think of the word that they used.
It's basically a box.
Yeah, and then picks up Four Eyes. Like, oh, there's two of them. And then they end up being surrounded.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit!
They're like the raptors of the parasite world.
Yeah, that's a pretty.
You're
Clever
focusing
guy.
on 1 and 5 come around you.
And that's kind of how Ellie gets jumped. Dina.
Which one is blue in this scenario?
The one that you're staring at.
Hey. Clever girl.
I was thinking more of the first one, like, oh shit, clever guy.
So I was thinking of the first one, but the way you were describing it is actually how they were describing it in Jurassic World. So then I'm just like, okay, but which one's beta? Which one's blue?
Yeah, well, the old guy in the first Jurassic Park says that's how they work.
Yeah.
Just when you're looking at one, the other one's gonna pop up beside you, and then that's what happens. Then he's like, ah, shit.
Yeah.
But
Lunch.
Yeah, well, he was skinny. He might have. Yeah, probably lunch or brunch. But oh boy, they are in some serious absolute crap. And a huge change from the game and to the show. They get bailed out. They 100% get bailed out by Jesse. Comes out of nowhere and absolutely saves the day for both of them. Because Ellie 100% I thought was going to come out of that with a bite mark and have to tell Jesse, hey, Oh, I'm immune. Don't shoot me in the face. We've already had this conversation. What did you guys think of that scene? Because it was absolutely, at least in my point of view, very intense, very high octane, and even when Jesse's there and saves the day, the threat's not gone. Now it's the stalkers and the human threat. Ryan?
I didn't think it was Jesse rescuing them at first. I thought maybe it was the other group taking them out, but then after it realized it is Jesse, now the question is, and then he was able to find their map in the theater to follow them. Is how long has he been watching them?
Good
Creepy.
question. I mean, he's got to protect Dina.
He doesn't know.
Oh, that's right. He doesn't know. You're right.
He doesn't know, and how was he watching long enough in the theater
Well,
that
remember,
night?
him and Tommy both came to Seattle. When in the game, Tommy's the first one to go to Seattle. Then it's Dina and Ellie, and then Jesse shows up afterwards, like a couple days later.
I was gonna say, don't they have this all reversed?
In a way, yeah, yeah, very much so. And Suze, what were your thoughts of that whole warehouse?
So, I like the fact that Jesse showed up at the last possible minute, but I didn't think it was Jesse rescuing them. He held out his hand like Joel would have. So I'm like, oh my god, who is holding? I thought it was Joel. Like my first thought process was, oh my god, Joel's dead. How is this Joel?
That was such an amazing camera angle to do that too.
Oh my god, it was perfect. But you played with my emotions, HBO. Like, but how long has Tommy and Jesse been tracking them? I don't think he was watching them in the theater. I think Jesse was smart enough to figure out where they would have gone.
Or at least follow some sort of tracks.
Yeah. So I don't think they were watching the theater, but at the same time, it's kind of like, well, why didn't you make your presence known before now?
Exactly.
But the way that him and Tommy split up to look for them made it sound like they really didn't know where they were going.
Also, something we haven't thought about in 2 episodes. Where's the horse? Is he still in the music shop?
Probably.
Where's Shimmer? I will say, in the game, she gets exploded.
No animals were harmed in the making of this production.
Okay, but in the game, she goes over and goes over a landmine and kaboom.
Yeah, well, we haven't seen Shimmer
Canadians
since
love
they
that
got
kind of
chased.
stuff.
So then they go into this park, and for a scene that I've seen happen virtually, but now to see how they do it actually, no thanks. I'm no longer hungry at all.
I knew you didn't have any guts.
No, they're still on Nickelodeon back in the 90s.
Mm.
Are you sure they're not all over the floor?
Ah. But you see how sadistic the scars are now. So you've seen how disgusting the wolves are. Okay, shut up. You've seen how disgusting the wolves are, and now you see almost equal to the scars. And they're basically killing the opposition, but also sacrificing to their
God.
They're God. They're goddess.
Kalima.
The only thing that like, see, I like grotesque stuff like that where it's not like torture, you're kind of just killing, but I don't like how they did it. That was the part that bothered me. It wasn't that they did it. It wasn't seeing the entrails or anything like that. It was how they did it.
I like that it was a group effort.
You get an A, you get an A, you get an A. You're dead.
No, it was really cool that there was group effort, but I'm like, okay, why are you hanging this guy? That's so like
They also leave them there. They'll
blase.
tie him
It's
off
'cause-
and he'll hang up there.
Yeah, it's because of gravity. We're just flat.
Ah,
Gravity would have happened if they had cut him open standing up.
It's no different than why tie the guy upside down on the stakes in Game of Thrones and skin him alive. It's makes for good art.
Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good anymore.
I'm pretty sure he and I are just finding different ways to grow Satan out at this point.
I mean, at least they're not finger painting.
At least they hear it gouging out some eyeballs.
Yeah, at least some guy didn't walk up to it and just go.
Yeah, I've seen some gross stuff, and I mean, I just finished reading Haymitch's story for Hunger Games, and that was, I can't wait to see it in film because that was freaking gross.
Santiago on the YouTube chat says Ellie has killed one single person in 2 days and Nora. Well, we'll get to Nora in just a second. But Dina eats an arrow here, and this is how they split up. Which I was curious to see how this happens, how Ellie ends up on her own, because it's completely different. Ryan, enjoy. You're gonna have a lot of fun with the games. You really are. I hope you're okay with stealth.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. That's better than I would have expected.
I'll be better with stealth than you are with jump scares. We're fine. Just when you think you get the advantage, I flip it on you.
I should just took an arrow.
Took an arrow to
And
the
not
knee.
and not into the knee.
Oh.
I was 2 days away from retirement.
And that big old globe dome on your forehead.
You know.
I'm doing the shots tonight. I want it known I'm not doing the shots tonight.
All right, so let's keep this going because it's turning into the roast of AJ once again on the channel.
I just want it
we'll
known I'm not the one doing the shots.
We'll know for sure because the forehead will turn red.
Again, not me.
So Ellie's on her own now. Jesse takes Dina and they run. Ellie goes the way they came. Goes into the hospital and finds Nora. What were you guys thinking and how this was going to play out? And this is before what actually played out. Give me your thought of how you thought that interaction was actually going to go.
I mean, I wasn't expecting it to be clean and easy.
Still wasn't expecting the chase that we got.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting the level 2 or whatever in the hospital to be a thing.
And the elevator shaft.
That's actually, well, the way they do it is completely different, but them being down there is canon. I think they could have done a montage from the Scar's perspective with Ellie killing everyone. One by one. That would have been cool, but I also understand you don't want, I guess a montage would save a little bit of time, but you don't want the whole 1, 2,
like
3,
montages.
4, 5, 6, 7. So that's the moment.
Montages have their purpose, but
that's the moment when they're down on B2, where you see the spores for the first time. Compared to the game, you could physically see them in the air just like in the game, and it's completely okay. It's now here. They're gonna hopefully keep going with this in certain aspects. I'm happy that it's kind of an isolated thing that they've done, because I know we talked about it last week. Having gas masks on people throughout a show might be an issue. How'd you guys feel they did the spores?
It looked amazing.
You could tell
Versatile.
that they were spores.
Looked like
Yeah.
pollen, honestly. Looked like a lot of pollen. And
Well,
then the people breathing
Mhm.
out the spores.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was
So
cool.
Spores and
so
pollen are very similar in their thing, so it makes sense to make it look that way. I thought that the graphics on for the spores and everything on the walls was pretty cool looking, to be honest with you.
Oh, it gorgeous. Amazing set design. They put a lot of work into it.
that's okay. I feel like I was in felt like I was in the Nausicaa Valley of the Wind movie for a hot minute when that scene came up.
I haven't seen that since we did it.
Mhm.
But then we get to Nora.
Nora.
She knows she's going to die. And she stays defiant the whole way, just like in the game as well. How'd you like the I would still consider it murder, right? That's still
Yes.
murder.
I mean, the Pipe Club says murder.
But here's the difference. I like the way the game did it better. I really did. You know, she just completely goes after the legs the whole time in the show. You know, bang, where's Abby? Bang, where's Abby? Bang, where's Abby? Ryan, you'll see it's much more vicious in the game. And the best line that I very much wish that they had in the show was, if you tell me where Abby is, I will make this quick. It's the one line. That's it. Would have made it from here to here for me. But whoever's playing Nora, I wish I had the name right in front of me. Amazing job to show the effects of the spores and how fast they kick in, and still act very well into showing defiance towards Ellie's character. But yeah,
Patty Gabriel.
wow, that was fast. I didn't even see you typing. Do you have,
Because
like,
I pulled it up earlier today.
She's a great actress. She was one of my favorite characters on the 100.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, I don't think you're gonna see her anymore.
The 100's over with too.
She was in Uncharted.
Yeah, she played the bad girl.
Yeah.
See, I'm not the only one that thinks that. Santiago just said the same thing. And no, it's not Bella's fault. And for all the people that are giving Bella crap for everything, I've had one issue with her this whole season, this whole series. I just wanted more out of her during the Joel scene. Them two, wait, hold on, that way and that way, we're okay with it. That's great. They haven't played the games yet. She's done fantastic, and the people giving her shit piss me off.
I think the blank look on her face the whole time when she's like walking towards Nora and then puts the gun in the holster and just leans down and is still blank stare talking to her was very cool looking for some reason. I don't know if it was the lighting behind her, but it just made it look like I don't really care what you're gonna tell me. All I want to know is where's Abby at.
Yeah, it was, my mind's already made up. You're dead. Give me what I want to know.
Yeah, I don't care what Joel did. I don't care what you think of what he did. I want to know where Abby's at. It's no longer about what Joel did. Now it's about what Abby did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This whole second season and probably third season, it's all about revenge. Revenge for what Joel did, and now revenge for what Abby has done.
But
And
going back to your
what
comment there, AJ, like, because I've seen it too. I've seen the heat for Bella, and I one of the things that keeps popping up almost every time before a Last of Us episode is her as Lady Mormont, in Game of Thrones, And so, and you can see it kind of a little bit in The Last of Us as she's portraying Ellie. And as somebody who's never played the games, she's doing an amazing job.
Yes.
Do I feel like she could do some of the reactions a little differently? Yeah. But it's all in the moment, how you're feeling, how you're everything. Like, if that were to really happen, we don't know how that character would actually react.
Another thing I wish Ellie would have said when she found out. Well, not found out. She at this point she knows what Joel's done. At this point she knows. Another thing I wish she would have said. Yeah, he saved me. Not in the game, not in the show. For me, that would have been like a. Um, again, the YouTube chat coming in pretty good with another one. Another big change is Ellie in the show finds out that Joel killed Abby's dad, which also correct. And then she turns around and says, "I don't care." And then you're like, at least I was like, damn, damn, it shot him in the face, just a pow.
Mm-hmm.
Shouldn't have been standing there.
Well, he did pull a knife out on her, or him. He did go and grab one of the surgical knives, and then
Well, what's that? What does that teach you?
don't bring a knife to a gunfight.
Do not bring a knife to a gunfight. Duh.
This is also a good demonstration of what a parent will do for their kid.
Absolutely. And I think the three of us are on the same page. As screwed up as it is, Joel was right.
Yes.
But you also it's also a screwed up thing where save one.
I don't have time. I don't have time to question the entire surgical room on their thoughts before I kill them.
I'm still of the opinion of they did
No.
not need to dissect her brain to find the answer.
Stop and look at her and say, "Are you a surgeon and can you fix?" Yep.
Yeah, as this episode ends, Ellie's in bed, and I was like, "Oh, so they just skipped right back to the hotel." All right, or not the hotel, the theater.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. And then I hear, "Hey, kiddo." What?
Time for a flashback.
Time for a flashback, and
I don't want a whole episode flashback.
I hope we don't either. I'm okay with a 10 to 15-minute flashback.
If it was a flashback burst into a still moving episode, I'm okay with that.
So I could tell you what they're gonna flash back to is a good hour section of the game.
Yeah, but am I making sense with continuing the story, but doing 5-minute flashbacks or whatever?
Is the flashback worth it in the long run of the show? Not the video game, because they want you enthralled for all those hours of things. But is this throwback or flashback going to be something that resonates later on down the line in the TV show?
See, I think this flashback...
That's why sometimes flashbacks are really unwarranted and unneeded when they don't play a factor later on in the show.
I'd be okay if this flashback, because we've been told we're getting a full Eugene episode. I'd be okay if this flashback is mixed in with that Eugene episode where Joel, at the end of it, we figure out why he killed Eugene and it started all that. And I think it has something to do with finding out that Joel killed all the fireflies because Eugene was a firefly. But yeah, if this is the flashback, which I think it is, get your boxes of tissues. Y'all gonna cry. Maybe I will cry. You both are more. I'm a bitch. Let's just leave it at that.
No, I'm just thinking of what AJ tells me every time I tell him that I don't cry when Mufasa dies.
You're a monster. Technically, it's still Simba's fault.
What?
What?
It's Simba's fault?
Yes.
That's not even that tragic, to be honest with you.
What
It's just a
was?
circle. It's just a circle of life.
Very clever. Very, very clever. But what are your overall thoughts about the episode and how it played out, Ryan?
Um, compared to last week's episode, this is literally it's an up episode, down episode, up episode, down. It's been that level all season, and this goes on one of the downer ones for me.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it's just
You're
once
not.
you get action moving, I want action moving, and there wasn't a whole lot moving. Storytelling wise, yes, but action wise, not as much.
I mean, we got a good 2 minutes of action.
Of a 45-minute episode, yay! Starting to sound like the WWE.
Yeah, but you love that too.
Shut up.
Suze?
I would say this is probably one of the better-ish episodes this season. Because while it didn't have a whole lot of action, it had enough action and kept the story progressing. And it was nice to see Ellie kind of, yeah, she's out for revenge, but she really started to take notice of the fact that she probably should start looking out for Dina's health just a tiny bit.
Yep. There's gonna be a problem with that at some point.
Yeah. So,
And I love how Ellie's like, "We'll go if you want to go back, and if it's too bad, we'll we'll go back." And Dina makes her swear by it.
mhm.
But when push comes to shove, we ain't going back. It's just forward or dead.
Mhm.
And they suckers were about to die. I do like that we find out that both Jesse and Tommy now are in Seattle as well, because they were both surprises. Well, I guess Jesse here was a surprise. I kind of wish they would have saved Tommy as a surprise too. But I guess to speed up the process a little bit is why they let that slip out. But I can't wait for next Sunday. Already. I'll be watching a crud ton of videos on YouTube about this one episode and all the spoiler stuff and Easter eggs we've missed because yeah, love torturing myself.
Just mix it in with the murders only in this building and you'll be fine.
It's so good. It is so good. Did you start watching it again?
No, I haven't yet. My whole day was taken up with Top Gun.
I mean,
All day?
fair.
Let's be fair.
She put the beach scene in, half speed.
No, I got up and made myself a very nice breakfast this morning.
Wait, it's Mother's Day. Why the heck did you?
Because I wanted pancakes.
Because she wanted it done right.
Because I wanted pancakes and I wanted strawberry compote and I wanted whipped cream and I was home making all of that stuff.
Oh, that almost gave me a heart attack. Ow. Ryan, don't do that. Ah.
What, that she wanted them done right?
Yes.
I mean, AJ, did you get up and make your wife breakfast this morning?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also got her a very beautiful card. Granted, her breakfast was a bowl of cereal, but hey, she didn't have to do it.
I didn't want a bowl of cereal. I wanted pancakes.
This is the differences in marriage. I've been in this 15 years, and ours was just a Happy Mother's Day text message where I put the M in front of happy and the H in front of mother. There you go.
You're spicing it up by spelling everything wrong.
But see, I was
Dude.
fine getting up and making my own breakfast this morning because Will took care of the munchkin all morning.
I love how you call her a munchkin, and all I do is think back to Full House.
She's my little munchkin. She's my little bug.
Full House is in a lot of people's repertoire.
Yep.
All right, everybody. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. If this is your first time here, hit that like button, subscribe, follow. Next episode tomorrow, Ryan, right? The Wrestling with Nerds podcast.
Yep.
To go over Backlash and the week that was. And Thursday, for the regular Nerds show, we're doing a little bit of musical stuff. The Greatest Showman?
Yep.
I am so happy, so excited to watch that again. At least the first time I saw it, I thought it was good. Hopefully it stands up.
Yeah. And then hopefully, because Lilo and Stitch comes out in a couple of weeks, the nerds will do a quick 5-minute review on how that live action is.
I also want to go see Thunderbolts.
I do too.
All right, everybody. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you, everybody, for hitting that like button. Mike, I see you. Hopefully you're still watching. I appreciate you, pal. But bye, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to the Spoiler Warning Show.
Bye.
At least we went through a whole episode of nobody calling me a bald.